What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on LCID stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news and I will show you what news might be the catalyst for this asset for upcoming weeks and months. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here, right after this asset hit again the $7.12 range of support. And I've told you that right after that, we probably might have another movement to the downside that should retest this range. And on the third time, most likely it will be broken. And as you can see, it broke it right here on April the 20th, and it was the pullback above this range, but since then, the price action doesn't respect this range at all at this moment. But then we had another quite harsh movement to the downside with this huge gap and with highly increasing volume that was made at the very beginning of June. And I will show you what was the reason for this sell-off. So, for now, I have to say that it is pretty much in the sideways movement. That is why I stopped all the videos regarding this asset, because we don't have enough pivot points in order to do a technical analysis. But in general, I have to say that probably we might have one setup for upcoming weeks and months, but it is quite risky. So let's take a look on the news that might be the catalyst for this asset. And first of all, let me show you that on May the 8th, they published their earnings report, and it wasn't so promising. They missed earnings and they missed revenue by 9.85 and 26.88%. And what is more importantly, they lowered again their guidance. And previously they intended to sell from 10,000 to 14,000 vehicles. But right now, let me show you that they plan to manufacture more than 10,000 vehicles in 2023. So they didn't mention about the top end of this range. And in my opinion, it is not the best sign. On top of that, they still have some problems with deliveries, with potentially with demand, because they produced 2,314 vehicles and they delivered only 1,400 of them. And I have to say that their parking lot is still full of vehicles, as you can see right here. And by the way, we are on Bear's Workshop YouTube channel, and this video was published by him 4 days ago. And as you can see, their old parking lot is almost full of vehicles. And right here you can see these lots are also full of vehicles. Two closest ones are not so full, but two at the far end of this picture are almost 100% full. This means they still cannot deliver these vehicles, and we don't have an official statements from C-level executives regarding this issue. Definitely, from the fundamental standpoint, this might be quite severe issue, and that is why probably they lowered their anticipation. On top of that, let me show you another quite bearish sign. Right here on the LinkedIn account of Lucid Motors, you can see that they have only slightly below 300 job openings. And previously they had about 450 job openings back in April. But back in January and back in February, they had more than 1,300 job openings. Definitely, this shows that they are experiencing some problems. And on top of that, let me show you these details in their earnings report. On the one hand, they have a total assets of $7.26 billion, and they have total liabilities of $3.629 billion. So they can cover pretty much twice their liabilities with their assets. But on the other hand, if we take a look on their cash on hands, and it is right here at the bottom of their report, in 2022, on March 31st of 2022, they had $5.43 billion cash on hands. And right now, according to their latest earnings report, they had only $901.5 million. This means they have a huge burn rate. And definitely this is the reason why they announced another, let me show you, on May 31st, they announced this public offering of common stock and corresponding investment by affiliate of PRF for aggregate expected gross proceeds of approximately $3 billion. And this is the news that was this negative catalyst with this huge volume and which implies this movement to the downside. Right after their earnings report, I have to say that a lot of analytic firms downgraded their price targets from 16 to 10, from 13 to $10, from 10 to 8, from 12 to 11.5. And I have to say that the consensus analyst price target is still quite high at $9.79. But the short-term perspective is not so good for Lucid, because they have to solve the problem of these vehicles, of their parking lots. They have to increase their production rates, because without that, they cannot rely on the effect of scalability. They cannot reduce their cost of production, and that is why they will not be able to drastically improve their fundamentals. And from the technical standpoint, and by the way, let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. From the technical standpoint, I have to say that we have this sideways movement with quite high, relatively high volume compared to this several months from the February till the beginning of June. And we also have another range of support. If I mark this bottom as with the horizontal line, we can see that we pretty much test it again, and we are hovering right above this level of 6.12, or let's say $6 mark. And what to expect next? I have to say that this company for now has some problems, and the most important problem is the silence of C-level executives. Definitely we should know more about their problems, just in case that we have to do our due diligence and make our own decisions regarding the stock. And definitely it should help us to evaluate, properly evaluate this company. But as long as we can see this quietness from C-level executives, definitely not so many people want to invest in this asset. But from the technical standpoint, I have to say that we have decent setup. If you enter your position by laddering your buys down from the current range with the stop loss right here, let's say it's at $6 mark, we have the downside potential. Let me show you. We have the downside potential of about 5.5%, and the next closest price target will be this stop. It is about 25% above our current price. This means 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio is quite lucrative, especially if you properly manage your position and if you properly do your due diligence, and definitely this leads to quite lucrative trade in the short and medium term perspective. I think we have to see this movement to the upside, and if we will have an improvement from the Lucid Motors fundamentals, definitely it might be even higher price action that might hit this $8.9 mark. But so far, I have to say that you have to be quite cautious with any positions in Lucid, because we have to see an improvement from their fundamentals. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.